Welcome everybody to Baseball Projection TV. I'm going to show you the player projections for position players, the top 10 most improved players so far in the early quarter of the season. That musical intro, that was, you might recognize that if you're a longtime fan of Dude and the Ear Splitters. That was the title track of their 1987 comeback album, Off Drugs and Looking for Money. So let's get into the baseball stuff. Number 10, Kyle Stowers of the Marlins. Now, Kyle came up with the Orioles. He was a little older than most prospects. He made his major league debut at age 24 in 2022. He's a left-handed slugger. He's got some power, but not enough to really. He's kind of in that quadruple A stage. It's like he's good enough to be a good cleanup hitter at a triple A team. Maybe not quite enough to be an asset to a major league team, but he's done a little better than that with the Marlins. He's 27 years old, so this is about as good as he's going to get. But we're looking, he's 294. He's got 7 home runs already, 26 RBI. He's given up 368 on base average, slugging average over 500. So he's done a pretty good job for them, and if he keeps it up, he's definitely improved his projection a lot. Number 9, from the Seattle Mariners, Jorge Polanco. Now, Polanco had been a good player for many years in Minnesota. He's more of an offensive middle infielder. Not the greatest defensive player, but he gave you, up to 33 home runs in 2021, and above average hitter, especially for the position. And then he went to Seattle. What happens to a lot of players when they go to Seattle, especially when they have a track record of hitting somewhere else, and they go to that ballpark and they stop hitting. I've seen it happen with more players than I can count, and it definitely happened to Polanco last year. He hit only 213. He did it 16 home runs in 469 plate appearances, but overall, it just wasn't. He didn't really get the job done. This year, he's getting the job done, and then some. He's slugging 653, batting 327. He's got 9 home runs already. He's really stopped striking. He's only got 12 strikeouts so far in his first 30 games, so he's done a real good job. Number 8, for the Mets, Pete Alonso. Now, who saw that coming? In the offseason, everyone thought first, Pete Alonso is going to be overpaid by a ton because, probably thinking back a decade ago or more, when the Ryan Howard contract happened in Philadelphia, he has the profile for Ryan Howard. He's a 40-homer guy, but he's a low-average hitter. He strikes out a ton, doesn't give you a lot of defensive value. He's not going to steal bases for you, although he is actually 17 out of 20 for his career, so he picks his spots well. So he wound up not getting overpaid. He got a 1-year contract to come back to the Mets after Juan Soto got many multiples, more than 20 times what Alonso got. Pete has been the better hitter of the two so far this season. He's 30 years old. He leads the National League in RBI, on base percentage. He's cut his strikeouts down. He's upped his walks. He's looks more like a complete hitter than just a slugger. Number 7, for not Oakland anymore, the Athletics, is Jacob Wilson. This is Jack's kid. Jack was a Mark Belanger type, a no-hit glove man, playing shortstop. Jacob is not his father. This guy can hit, and he can make contact off like anything. I mean, he struck out only 8 times in his first 38 games, which is unheard of in the modern game. He's batting 358. He's got a little pop, enough to get you going there, but I mean, this guy is a serious threat to win a batting title. So now, number 6, Jordan Beck of the Rockies. Now, I wouldn't say he has especially a good projection right now, but he came in he didn't really look like a solid major league ball player Last year he hit 188. He struck out well over a third of the time he was up there. This year he's doing a solid job for the Rockies. One of the few guys who's doing that. Their team looks worse than the White Sox now. But he's hitting 263. He's got a slugging average of 547. He's on his way to being a solid player. Number 5, Wyatt Langford of Texas Rangers. I don't see why he's playing well. I don't see why he's improved his projection that much. He wasn't that bad coming in, but maybe it's just a little bit here, a little bit there. He's done a little bit of everything. He's got 6 home runs, batting 264. He's got a 352 on base percentage. He's only 23 years old. He's a good defensive player. He runs well. He is an all-around player. He's going to be a superstar for a long time in this league. Number 4, Luis Urias. He is another athletic, and he's been around for a little while. He had been, came up with the Padres, went to the Brewers. He had a pretty good season in 2021. He had 23 home runs, 75 RBI there he's a middle infielder. He plays mostly second and third, plays a little bit of shortstop. But after that, he was okay in 2022, but then he just stopped hitting for a couple of years. And, his projections fell off. He's 28 years old. He goes to Sacramento. And he has hit well. He's hitting 256. He's got 6 home runs. The real key to it, I think, is, especially projection-wise, he hasn't struck out any more than he's walked. He's got 11 strikeouts and 10 walks, so he's really controlling the strike zone. If he keeps doing that, then he's a good ball player. Number 3, this one I'm a little shocked at, is Cam Smith of the Astros. He is only batting 205 right now. He's got 3 home runs. He may not stay up in the majors very long. If he keeps struggling, they may send him down. That's kind of the way things go when you're a young player. But I think what happened here with the projections is it's a regression issue. What happens is he was a first-round draft pick by the Cubs last year. He played in the low minors. So he had a very limited track record, and the performance that he had was being regressed to a low minor league level. Now he is being regressed to a major league level. There's still not a lot of performance in there, so it's not really a high reliability projection. It's more the regression. It's kind of bringing him up. It says, well, he must be a major leaguer, so let's regress him to the major league average, and that's what he gets. Number 2, this is a more interesting guy, Carson Kelly, now the 30-year-old catcher for the Cubs. Now, Kelly came up as a defensive specialist with the Cardinals. I think that was his calling card early. He wound up being traded to, I think it was the Goldschmidt trade. He wound up going to Arizona, and his first year in Arizona, 2019, now granted, 2019, everybody hit. I could have hit 20 home runs if they had let me bat that year, but he had 18 home runs and only 314 at-bats. That's like a 36 homer pace. He had 245. He took enough walks to give him a 348 on base percentage. And then he just kind of started declining a little bit worse in 2020, 21, and 22, 23, he just stopped hitting it all, and he kind of settled into, okay, well, he's going to be a backup catcher. He doesn't hit enough to be a regular, and now with the Cubs, I don't know how long he can keep this up, but he's got 8 home runs, and he's walked almost twice as often as he's struck out. He's batting 333. He's got a 472 on base average, 739 slugging. It's early on, but it's enough. It moves the needle. He's now projected as an above average player. So he's hitting like Aaron Judge so far in only 23 games. He won't keep that up, but maybe he can keep up enough to be an average hitter for a catcher. If you can do that and you can play the defense, you're a valuable ball player. Number 1. This is the 3rd athletic on the list. No wonder they're having such a surprising season. Tyler Soderstrom. He's hitting 288. He's got 9 home runs, 27 RBI. That's the same home run and 1 more RBI than he had all of last year. He's settled in now as a first baseman, came up as a catcher. So that is your top 10 of the players with most improved projections. This is baseballprojection.com TV. You can visit the website, baseballprojection.com, and see all these projections for the players. You can also buy my book, War and Pieces. There's a link on that site. A couple other things I want to talk about before I go. One is a guy who just missed this list here is Aaron Judge. And there's something, I mean, Aaron Judge is already coming in probably the best hitter, or maybe, or by projection wise, maybe he was top two, him or Soto or something like that. But I mean, he's 33 years old. He's an established player. He's playing at an unreal level, and he's gotten better. I don't know how someone at that age can do that. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's only like 6 months younger than Mike Trout, and Mike Trout, I sure hope he can get it back, but it's been a really couple of rough years for him for the Angels. But Aaron Judge is leading the league in pretty much every offensive category I can see out there. I don't have a listing for nose hair. I don't know what he's got there, but he was already amazing, and he's making himself even more amazing. One other thing I want to talk about was Rafael Devers, the Red Sox. They want him to play first base. He doesn't want to play first base. He's refusing. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Apparently, the ownership group, went out to meet with him. Alex Cora, of course, is stuck in the middle of this. I mean, he's trying to keep his player happy. He's trying to do what's best for the ball club. They're in a situation where with Tristan Casas going down, they don't have a first baseman. They have a third baseman because they signed Alex Bregman, who's a better defensive player than Devers anyway, so that's why he lost the third base job. But this kind of reminds me of is the Washington Nationals. I forget what year it was. It was almost 20 years ago. But Alfonso Soriano had been a second baseman, shortstop throughout the minors. He had never played any outfield. And then one spring, the Nationals say, "Hey, Soriano, you're going to play left field." And he said, No, I'm not going to play left field. I'm a second baseman. And his manager was Frank Robinson. And Frank Robinson, he was kind of a persuasive person. He made his opinions known. And I think, Frank said, "You either go to left field or you're not playing on this team." And I think Soriano at some point realized that if I don't play left field, then I'm not going to be a free agent at the end of the year because he wouldn't get that year of service time. The Nationals still hold his rights even if he's like on the restricted list or something. So with Devers, it's not quite the same situation. He already has the huge contract, but I would think the Red Sox would most likely be in their rights to suspend him if he were to refuse to play first base. I mean, the team has the right to say, make up the lineup card, tell people what positions to play. So anyway, that'll be interesting to see where it plays out. So anyway, if you like this video, please subscribe, hit like, look for more from me. I'm going to try to make this a regular thing, but a lot of that depends on you. I need to see people following. Put comments in there. I'll try to answer them maybe in the next video, and we'll see how it goes from there. Anyway, it's been great talking with you, and see you later. Bye.